So you probably know someone who says one thing but does another. Doesn't that frustrate you? Well, how did Jesus deal with that kind of hypocrisy? Jesus said, "Don't be two-faced." Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy-to-remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest, the Jesus way. Today's Jesus Said comes from Matthew 23:19 through 26, and we'll be reading with the New Living Translation today, where Jesus said, "What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are careful to tithe even the tiniest income from your herb gardens." I can't talk today. "But you ignore the more important aspects of the law: justice, mercy, and faith. You should tithe, yes, but do not neglect the more important things. Blind guides, you strain your water so you won't accidentally swallow a gnat, but you swallow a camel." Now, before we go on, just unpacking that swallowing a camel thing. So they considered it breaking the law to eat anything unclean, and a gnat was an unclean thing. And so they would strain all of their drinks so that they wouldn't just haphazardly break the law. But Jesus is saying, you do these little things, but you're swallowing a camel, a huge animal that was unclean. Okay, let's go on. Verse 25. "What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are so careful to clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee, first wash the inside of the cup and the dish, and then the outside will become clean too." Now, Jesus used a pretty harsh word calling the Pharisees hypocrites. Now, in the original Greek, this means under the mask. It comes from the Greek word hypocrisy. It's an actor who is an assumed character, like a stage player. And it's made up of two Greek words that literally translate as an interpreter from underneath. And it makes more sense when you understand that the actors in the first century in Greek theater wore these large masks that would have facial expressions carved into them to represent the character and the emotion that they were playing. And so they interpreted the story from underneath their masks. Now, Jesus was calling out the Pharisees because they tithed, but their heart was not in the right place. And for those who say that tithing or giving of 10% of your increase is just Old Testament, well, Jesus actually said that we should tithe, yes. But the question is, are you an expert in the rules or in love? Jesus was literally saying it doesn't matter what the outside looks like if the inside is a mess. It doesn't matter how many good rules you keep if your heart isn't right. The religious leaders that Jesus was talking to were experts at the rules, experts at going above and beyond to make sure that they didn't break the smallest command. But they weren't going above and beyond in the things that matter most, the issues of the heart. They ignored the more important aspects of the law: justice, mercy, and faith. And Jesus used harsh words for these hypocrites. He called them blind guides, a child of hell, whitewashed tomb. And the question is, who do you call names? You know, the funny thing is, Jesus never called sinners names like that. You know who did? The hypocrites. Why? Because they were so focused on how good they were at keeping the rules, they missed the heart: justice, mercy, faith. Jesus said, don't be two-faced. Don't wear a mask and point fingers at everyone else. Deal with your heart. You can still keep all the rules. The difference is our attitude. You see, you can't hide self-indulgence, pride, greed, and envy and anger with a mask of good deeds. What's underneath will eventually spill out in your attitude toward others. So what's underneath your mask, my mask? What's spilling out? If you're a Jesus follower, what should be under the mask is the fruit of the Spirit from Galatians 5: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Jesus said, don't be two-faced. Who are you when no one is looking? That's what Jesus said. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it does mean a lot when you like it, when you share it, when you comment. I really appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day. And I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.